I have a new update on the increased cost of Medicare Part B premiums going forward into 2021 and how this is going to impact your monthly Social Security benefits. Let's get right into it and talk about the increased cost to Medicare Part B and how is this going to impact your monthly Social Security benefits in 2021. Now, I released a video just a couple weeks ago talking about something very similar to this. However, the numbers have changed. So be sure to continue watching this video. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you a couple examples of how this is actually going to impact your payments in 2021 if you're a Social Security recipient. Now, this is for retirement, disability, survivors, Social Security of any kind. If you receive Social Security, this is going to impact you. So if you have Medicare Part B, of course, but let's get right into it and talk about it. I'll break this all down and hopefully I can make this easy to understand for everybody. So if you're new here, thank you so much for checking me out. I really appreciate it. I'm back every single day looking out for people in the groups Social Security, SSI, low income, no income, VA, RRB, the underserved, the underrepresented. That's kind of my jam. I like to look out for those people. So if you're new here, thanks so much for checking me out and be sure that you are subscribed by hitting the button down below. If you're returning, welcome back and I hope I can walk you through this and explain these new numbers in a way that makes sense. Like I said, I have examples. I'll go through it slowly and I'll explain it in detail. So let's jump right into this and thank you so much for being here. All right, so the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services just released this new information. Now, like I said, I had that video a couple weeks ago, and those numbers were actually a little bit different. But now, this is new information that was just released. So I'm going with these numbers, that these are going to actually be the real numbers going forward into 2021. Not sure why it changed, but either way, it's actually for the better because it's actually a little bit lower than it previously was that I talked about in those other videos. So either way, it's a couple bucks less, but let's get right into it and talk about it. So going forward into 2021, the current premium payment for Medicare Part B. Now, one more thing I want to mention. This is just the standard Medicare Part B premium. This does not take into account any penalties. So if you're someone who receives Social Security benefits, you know that after a certain period of time, you were offered Medicare Part B. If you took it right away, you did not sustain any type of penalties. However, if you did not take Medicare Part B right away, you sustained that penalty for every year that you did not take those benefits. So this is just straight up, right off of the standard benefit. This is not taking into account if you're someone paying the penalties. Of course, if you're paying a penalty, it's going to be different. So this is just the standard Medicare Part B premium. So I wanted to clarify that because otherwise some numbers could be different for some people. So this is just the straight numbers. So in 2020, the Medicare Part B premium is $144.60. The increase in 2021 is actually going to go from $144.60 to $148.60. That's an increase of 2.69%, otherwise $3.90. So I hope all of that makes sense. I mean, I feel like that's pretty straightforward. So let me get into some examples and talk about this a little bit further and break this down. Now, I'm using the average benefit from a retiree. That's what I'm going to get into first. And the average benefit in 2021 for a Social Security retiree. And then I'm going to get into the average benefit for a Social Security disability recipient. All right, let's get into this. I'll try to make this simple, even though there's a lot of numbers, but just hang with me, and I'll try to explain this easily. So in 2020, this year, the average Social Security retiree is receiving $1,523. So if we implement the 1.3% COLA, C-O-L-A, cost of living adjustment that Social Security has suggested going forward, assuming we're not getting that 3%, that's a different story. I just released a video about that. Check that one out. But this is assuming the 1.3% raise goes forward. Okay, so you go from $1,523 in 2020 to $1,543 in 2021. However, let's calculate the effective raise that you would actually receive after we calculate in the increase to Medicare Part B premiums because we need to take that out, right? They're going to charge us for that. So we need to calculate that and then figure out what is our actual real raise, not the 1.3%. Unfortunately, it's not that. It's actually less, but let's run through the numbers. So this is now 2021. The average retiree receiving $1,543. Now, let's minus off the $3.90 for the increase in Medicare Part B premiums. That takes us down to $1,539.10. So now, once we calculate this new raise, as in how much was your actual raise, what is the actual effective raise in 2021 over 2020? Based on minusing off that increase in premiums. So here's what it is. It's an actual effective raise of 1.05% versus the 1.3% that Social Security is actually giving. So I hope all of that makes sense. So basically what we're doing is we're adding in the 1.3% raise, and then we're taking that number and we're minusing off the $3.90 for Medicare Part B. Otherwise, it's an increase of the 2.69% on Medicare Part B. We're minusing that increase off, which brings us down to $1,539.10. Again, that's for the average Social Security retiree in 2021. So I hope that makes sense. That's an effective raise of $16.10. Just did the math in my head really quick. That wasn't in my notes, but I just quick ran that one through my head quickly there. So the way that they're advertising this as the average raise for the average retiree in 2021 was going to be $20. However, after we minus off the raise in Medicare Part B premiums, it's actually going to be an effective raise of $16.10. I hope all of that makes sense. All right, let's jump into an example for the Social Security disability recipient. Okay, once again, I'm going to use the average Social Security disability recipient in this example. In 2020, this person is receiving $1,261. In 2021, assuming we're using that calculation of 1.3%, that brings us up to $1,277, a $16 increase in benefits. However, let's calculate the actual, real effective raise after we minus off that increase to Medicare Part B premiums. So we take the $1,277, we minus off the $3.90, which brings us down to $1,273.10. Okay, so that actually brings us with an effective raise in 2021 over 2020 after we've added the 1.3% raise from Social Security, and then we minus off the increased premium for Medicare Part B, actually gives us an effective raise for the average Social Security disability recipient of 0.959%. I hope that makes sense. I really hope I didn't lose you with that. So anyway, the effective raise on that one, let me do a quick calculation. It would be $12.10. Again, ran that one through my head really quickly right there. I hope I'm right. So if you're the average Social Security disability recipient in 2020 receiving that $1,261, your actual real raise in 2021, after we calculate in the raise to Medicare Part B premiums, is actually $12.10 or $1,273.10. So I hope all that makes sense. I hope I broke that down and made it easy to understand. Again, it seems like these are the actual real numbers now. So again, I want to hit on those videos that I made a couple weeks ago. I made videos very similar to this. However, the numbers that I got back then, those are the real numbers that I was seeing when I did a bunch of research on this. Those are the numbers that I saw. Now, why it changed, I'm not really sure. But either way, this is actually for the better. When it comes to Medicare Part D as in David or dog or what else? Donald, I don't know. Medicare Part D, these benefits are actually significantly lower. Now, I talked about that in my other videos. I don't have the specific notes here on this video, so I'm not going to talk about it. But from the research that I was doing to prepare for this video, it looks like the Medicare Part D benefits are actually significantly less than they previously were. So either way, I hope this video helps you out. Just recognize, it's something. It's not as good as we're hoping for, but at least it's something. I hope I broke these numbers and the calculations down into easy to understand language. Otherwise, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those down below. If you know anybody, friends, family, neighbors, anybody that also receives Social Security and Medicare Part B, if you think that they would benefit from this information, please be sure to share this video with them, as I think a lot of people would want to know what's going on in 2021. And also, they probably want to be part of this cool community because I'm back every single day looking out for all of you. So just recognize I'm always on your team. I'm always here for you. I'm always looking out for you, not the other guys. The other guys being Social Security and the IRS. I'm not looking out for them in any way. I'm looking out for you. So anyway, enjoy your day, everybody. I hope this helps you, and I'll catch you again.